Picture this, an open-world action RPG where you play as a vampire set in London 100 years ago. That's just the tip of the iceberg for Vampyr. Hey guys, JV here, and today we're asking and answering the question, what is Vampyr? Before we get into that, just a heads up, you can find daily streams of the newest games, as well as commentaries just like this on my Facebook page. So check out the link in the description below and stay tuned for tons of awesome content. Now I realize this game has been on many people's radars for quite some time, but it's gone totally unnoticed for me somehow. Since it comes out on June 5th, I wanted to do some research and share what this game is all about, and wow, I am so excited for Vampyr. We're going to explore its RPG mechanics, combat, and story in this video. You're watching a guided gameplay tour from E3 2017, which shows the game in its purest form. The game is being developed by Don't Nod Entertainment, the same studio behind the critically acclaimed episodic series Life is Strange. In the game, you play as Jonathan Reed, a doctor who has turned into a vampire. The game takes place in 1918 London during the Spanish flu pandemic. Your goal is to decide the fate of London by either exacerbating the pandemic by feasting on innocent lives and spreading the virus, or helping to cure it by working with other doctors and not killing people. At the same time, you must decide whether Jonathan takes advantage of his newfound lust for blood or harnesses his temptations. Although you can't create your own character, Vampyr has some impressive RPG elements. There are 4 districts in this recreation of London connected seamlessly via interlinking areas. There's a total of 60 inhabitants in this mini subsection, each with their own voice, story, and their status has consequences on the rest of the people. They have their own backgrounds, relationships, and daily routines. You will interact with every single one of them through missions and random encounters throughout the story. It's almost like mini community management, and I love when games do this. Each district will have a score based on the average health of its citizens. There's also a robust dialogue system, very similar to what we see in games like The Witcher 3 and Fallout 4. What you say can have major consequences, and there's a lot of talking in the game. Since Jonathan is a vampire, he craves the blood of innocent people. If one so chooses, they can hunt down innocent targets, study and change their habits, collect clues, and maintain relationships in order to hunt them down. Jonathan can turn people into vampires, but he can only enter their houses with an invitation, so you kind of have to work around this social system in order to get that to happen. If killed, the locals will impart their last thoughts to Reed, which can provide valuable information in missions. There's an ability called Mesmerize, which allows Jonathan to determine the behavior of weaker targets and extract valuable information, or guide them to quiet areas in which he can feed on them. Feeding on human blood will unlock new powers and provide nourishment for Reed. The game features a classic RPG skill tree fueled by feeding on human blood or completing missions. Branches include upgrades to Jonathan's shadow, instinct, and social abilities. These are used inside and outside of combat. Alternatively, you can complete the entire game without killing a single person. This preserves Reed's cover as a doctor, but he won't be able to level up very much. At the same time, you could also hunt down and target any of the 60 inhabitants at any time. That kind of flexibility in a game is super rare. I know there aren't a ton of characters, but the fact that you can do so much with this amount of them is very impressive to me. There's also a crafting system which allows Reed to create medicine. This can heal injured people or sick victims, which could potentially yield more experience points for leveling up. Jonathan also has vampire senses, which detect the level of his victim's affliction to the flu, but also track blood if it's smeared on the floor or walls or anywhere in the environment. We haven't even mentioned combat yet. Reed can use a variety of melee weapons as well as guns. Combat revolves around being able to land combos, dodge, and parry enemy attacks. You will encounter various enemy types, mostly revolving around vampires. First, we have the Econ, I'm not sure how to say that, vampire aristocrats, which is just like Jonathan, that's what he is. You have Skulls, which are sewer-dwelling vampires. The Volkod, a stronger breed of vampire resembling werewolves. Nemrod, vampires who hunt other vampires. And the Guard of Prywin, a secret society of vampire slayers. We'll encounter all of these throughout the story, and there are also boss variants of each type. So if you kill a victim, they will drop loot, and you can collect whatever loot they drop and use that to improve your weapons via the crafting system. Using vampiric powers in combat will drain Jonathan's blood bar. This forces him to feed in order to replenish his strength. With a healthy blood bar, he can boil the blood of his enemies, cast blood spears, throw mist bombs, and turn invisible temporarily. Shadow powers, on the other hand, allow you to use a stealthier approach, teleport across gaps, and more. We don't have a lot of details on the social abilities, but I assume this will allow you to, be better at relationship building, be more persuasive, and all of the kind of dialogue-related RPG elements in the game. All I can say is, wow, I am so excited for this game. I think this could potentially be a sleeper hit in 2018. The graphics look a little rough around the edges in what you're watching, but again, this gameplay is almost a year old now, and it's, that's not even close to completion. So by the time the game is out, I'm hoping things will look smoother. And I'm 100% streaming this game on Facebook when it comes out on June 5th. So if you don't follow me over there, check out the link in the description below so you don't miss this game. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. In the comment section below, tell me what you think about Vampyr. Is this a game that's been on your radar, or did this completely surprise you like it did me? Are you planning to pick it up, or maybe just watch people play it, or do you not have any interest in it at all? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more commentaries just like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.